tier lists. You've seen them, I've seen them. Who's meta? What's the best this? Who's the best that? Who fucking cares, right? This time we're gonna see how long each Honkai Star Rail character would survive some form of universe-wide zombie apocalypse. Now obviously, you know, regular zombie is not gonna be too much of a challenge for most of these characters, it'd be too easy, right?
Come on, man! That's too easy!
So we're gonna give them a little bit of a buff. Getting too specific, I'd find that just boring and I'd fall asleep. So we're just going to say they're kind of strong and they'd give a regular fighter a hard time. Of course, a few more rules do need to be added because, you know, different compositions of bodies and such, you know, we got puppets and all that. So characters without flesh can't repair. It's an apocalypse, you know, everything's collapsed and all that. Characters don't also have to lose a fight one-on-one. It can be a group thing where multiple zombies gang up on them, and it's not just dying, it's getting infected that counts as death as well. Leave a like if you enjoy, and let me know in the comments what you disagree with, or maybe you do agree with something but you want to give another point. I'd be open to hear it. And just a last reminder, this was recorded live on Twitch and YouTube, so feel free to join us for the streams as well. You might be able to contribute to one of these videos in the future. Let's start off, I think we started off with Stell, who we're going to put in could survive for a bit. I think Stell's just too dumb. Going to try and help out the wrong person and then end up bitten, contract whatever the zombie virus is. The woke mind virus.
So my son Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
Bailey. Bailey doesn't have much like attack power. But with that regard, if there was one, you'd have your like camps and stuff. So the most valuable person is probably a healer, as well as the people who are keeping people safe, right? So I think Bailey would survive pretty comfortably because of other people, right? She would have people like protecting her. So I wouldn't say not much chance of dying, but I think fairly comfortable is fair. I think the main risk would be bringing in someone who's injured and infected, and then she ends up getting infected from them. But other than that, I think she'd be safe. Bronya, ooh, Bronya's a good leader. Bronya has decent attack power, you know, she can shoot. So I think she'd be a great person to put in charge of everyone. She'd be keeping people alive, you know. Clara, I mean, I guess we'll include Svarog. If we include Svarog, I honestly think she's up there for Apocalypse. But I will say not much chance of dying because Svarog's basically just going to be with her. So I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be pretty safe. If Clara dies and we're just rating Svarog, Svarog's going in Apocalypse. Nothing stopping that guy. Alright, he's gonna go take on the world to avenge Clara. Japad, I think, sits somewhere between fairly comfortable and could survive for a bit. Because he's very much likely to give himself up to save someone. And I feel like it would go badly. But he's also got a ton of armor. He's got his big shield, you know. I think fairly comfortable. I think that's where we'll put him. Himeko does not have as much attack power as I'd like. But she's also not one to go out much in the Honkai Star Rail. She doesn't go out and do much. She kind of sits back. So she might go in fairly comfortable too. What are we thinking, chat? She commands the Express itself. Look, I do respect that she is a leader on the Astral Express. I do not think she's charismatic enough to where she can go and like grab every new person's like attention. I don't think she's charismatic enough for that. Bronya is like definitely a realm above Himeko when it comes to leading. Himeko's like, okay, cool little team leader, you know, little drop down. But Bronya's like, okay, she's basically a fucking world leader, let's be real. She can deploy an orbital laser anywhere she wants to go. Think about that though. Think about that. So she can do that, cool. But is everyone else going to be safe? How often are you going to get to use that? So she might be like a special operative, you know, in the back on the computer, and then everyone else up front is like, okay, we need to clear through this area. Everyone back out. Bam! Maybe. I think we'll put her in fairly comfortable. I don't think she's like on the same level as Bronya there. Welt. Yo, Gramps might die from the stress alone. Low key. He just like me. I don't know where to put Welt. I think Welt might get... I don't see him as a frontline type of guy, so he might get put like in the back, you know. He summons literal black holes. That's true. I'm trying to incorporate a degree of realism to where they can't always use their powers because a black hole's fucking OP as shit, right? However, anyone near that's fucked. I don't think he'd be on the front lines. He might be on your patrol. He might be on your night watch. I think there's not much chance of him really getting done by something. So I think you're right on that. Yanxing, Yenching is going and could survive for a bit. I don't doubt his actual skills when it comes to dealing with the zombie. I think he's just too reckless. He'll get too reckless off the bat and he'll die pretty quick. Arlen dead day 1. They made him weak as fuck. Nah, we're putting him in could survive for a bit. I think he would be another one to bite off more than he can chew to try and be useful. He ended up doing that pretty early off in the start as well. So, you know, something to keep in mind. Asta, I don't think has any chance. Her main thing is money. On the space station, sure. And in other places, but that's because she has money, right? That's why she gets respect. That's how she initially got it. And then she maintained it through having like a decent personality and being able to lead somewhat. Dan Hung would survive longer than Stell. He's a very keep to his own kind of guy. Wouldn't go out of his way. He's not one to really put himself too far out there. Herta, let's be real. Like, nothing's really affecting her. Hook's dying. Hook only has one big gauntlet glove thing. Hook will get caught. March is dumb, bro. March is dumb. Like, it hurts to say this, but she's another dead day 1. She's another victim off rip. Natasha. Natasha's either up here as well because she'd be well protected, but I don't think she'd want to be. Bailu, because she's on the younger side, she'll listen to the adults around her who will make the reasonable judgment to keep her stayed back. Natasha's going to want to go out somewhat. I don't think she could sit still enough. So I'm debating, honestly. I think we're going to put her there for now. We might come back to that. Pella, I don't see Pella as a super outgoing type. She wouldn't seem like the type to go and like get vengeance or whatever. I think we'll just put her in Kid Survive for a bit. I think she'd be fine. If push comes to shove, she might die, get infected, right? As a strategist, but what strategy do you need for that? Kyukyugon, I'm glad we can agree on that. Sampo, I do not think Sampo has any chance of dying, to be honest. He is a snake till the end. He's getting not much chance. He will wriggle out of anything. Seville also doesn't have much combat capability, but she's one of the few engineers. She made a bunch of those heaters. She was fixing everything. So I think she'd be one of those highly protected characters. So I'm actually going to put her in fairly comfortable. I do not think she'd be a dead day 1 victim. Su Shang though, Su Shang would bite off more than she could chew. Definitely. Tingyun, bro, Tingyun's already dead. Tingyun's already dead. Dead before it starts. Dead day 0. What are we doing with Zila? Zila's like fairly strong. If we're just basing it off of like physicality, I think she's a pretty strong character. Obviously, meta-wise, not so much. I think she'd be a fairly comfortable one, even if she goes on the front lines. Zila has stealth too. That's a good point. She does have stealth. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Jing Yuan, he's a leader. He's going up there. I don't even think there's much to talk about. Silverwolf is mega OP, now that I think about it. Do you remember like one of the intro things where she saves Kafka? She literally phases something out of like existence. I think Silverwolf is pretty high up. Luocha, that is a tough one.
What are you doing? You're not the thinker.
I don't know what to do. I think we'll just go middle ground. I don't know. We don't know enough about him yet. Wukong I kind of see in the same leadership position as like Himiko, on the same level as that. And she's going to be a ranged form of attack anyway, so I think fairly comfortable. I don't think we need to worry much. Blade, dead day 1, let's be real. He's going to do it himself. He's going to look for that chance himself. Kafka's got guns. I don't know how she gets ammo. She's got a sword as well, you know. So equipment-wise, I think she's sorted. She's got pretty good battle prowess. In her trailer, she was taking on tons and tons of enemies with guns. So I don't think she has much chance. Like, there's visible proof that she's quite the menace. She has mind control too. That's a good point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe zombies lose their sense of self. Luca's got good boxing skills. Luke is a hard one. I don't know. I think he's got some good combat experience, but not being ranged is crazy in this situation. In a situation where there's a lot of people, like he was getting dusted in that tournament, I'm not gonna lie. We'll put him in could survive for a bit. I think the initial wave of zombies, he can hold himself off. If he gets put to the front lines, he might go too far. He'll get caught up in too many. Dan Heng's going in the same thing, right? He's in this form, I don't think he has much chance of dying. Like, he's pretty OP. Huxuan's up here, right? Huxuan is hella OP though, because she fucking slowed down time with the Kafka bullet shit, right? She was like, doof, 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 doof. You know what I'm saying? I'd be pretty hard to find something where she'd like not be chill. Lynx, I don't think she's surviving an initial wave. I really don't. Do we think she's surviving? I'm willing to put her in could survive for a bit. If she makes that initial wave, she might be safe from everyone else. She avoids wildlife too, does she? This is why I need you guys to help me, because you guys know a bit more about the lore than I do. She's not a day 1 at minimum. Okay, I think we put her in could survive for a bit. I don't know if she's fairly comfortable. Jingliu, This bitch is already infected. Like, what are we talking about here? She's strong as hell though. That'd be your worst enemy if she gets like actually infected by a zombie, bro. What do we do? What are we thinking, chat? I'm gonna need you guys to come up here and present to the class. I'll put her in not much chance. I think if we're talking about her not being martial, purely combat capabilities, no worsening, I think she's fine, right? Topaz is hard. Like, she survived some fairly difficult stuff from what I could tell in her story quest. So I think fairly comfortable. But I don't think she has like crazy combat capability. I don't think she's super useful when it comes to like apocalypse management stuff. Like, she's good at collecting debts and all that, but I don't know how capable she is otherwise. I'm gonna put her in could survive for a bit. I think that's what my gut is telling me. Gwenithan is dead day 1. I don't care. We're not even negotiating. She's gonna try and get content. Chat, what is this? What is this chat? Is this a zombie chat? A bitten. Done. Day 1. Like, day 1 gone. Hoho though. I feel like Hoho's too scared to approach anything. So I think she could survive for a bit. But I do not think she'd be fairly comfortable. Because even though she's a healer, she's not like a... Is she like an actual healer in the story? Like a proper healer? Like their go-to one? I don't think so, right? If the tail takes over. I think we'll put her in could survive for a bit. I don't know her limit with tail, but tail is going to have to deal with her physical capability when she's possessed, right? So I feel like there's maybe only so much he can do. Argenti's dead day 1. Look. Argenti is strong. We're not saying he's not strong. He is 100% dead day 1. This is also non-negotiable. He is going to be like, this is so beautiful. Amazing. Bitten. Like, that's 100%. Strength-wise, I wouldn't be worried. I am sure he's going to get distracted. Chat, this one might be one you just hate me for. There's a difference in just surviving, right? We're talking about infection as well. So, Argenti, I don't think he dealt with the swarm completely, like, unfazed, no damage at all, right?
Do not worry. You will hear my shout. Idrilla the beautiful.
Fucking... What? What?
The reason I say day 1 is because his alerts won't be kicked in. If he survives for a bit, he'll survive for ages. Hanya likely day 1. I'd be protecting Hanya. Her tits. So she is not much chance of dying. Nah, I'm kidding. She is day 1. I don't know what she can do. I have not seen her pick up a weapon. I've not seen her do any damage. I've not seen her run. Now, you guys were pretty hung up on Ranmei. I'm sure like 2 of you said that Ranmei would be like pretty high up there. But I don't get it. Why do we think Apocalypse? Do we think it's because the equipment that she probably has in like the lab and stuff like that? Because she'd probably be there. Maybe she'd be at the lab, pick up some stuff. I'll let you guys take over for this one. She can generate life. But if we're talking about like surviving that first wave, Ranmei started the apocalypse. That's so true. That is so true. Okay, you know what? Just for that, she is the apocalypse. Just for that, she is the apocalypse. Okay, you know what? You've convinced me with that. She is definitely the one that started it. So she's written them to be like, can't attack me. Zhui is immune to infection because she's a puppet. No, her combat capability is pretty good, right? There's got to be like no chance of her dying. Like, not much. What are we thinking on ratio, chat? What are we thinking on ratio? The rat is too smart to die easily. That is true. I think he is pretty intelligent. He's fairly physically competent. He's definitely in between here and here. Maybe we put him like low and not much chance of dying. He can ride his way out of stuff. Oh, Black Swan. I feel like we'd be hard pressed to find something that could actually kill her. Because she was like teleporting and shit, right? So getting away shouldn't be an issue. Fighting stuff head on shouldn't be much of an issue either. I'm gonna put her in not much chance of dying. I don't think she's an apocalypse, but I don't think there's much chance. Sparkle though, Sparkle is definitely the apocalypse. I don't know if you guys have seen the Honkai Impact thread with the Honkai Star Rail collab trailer. Holy shit, she was running hands. Sparkle's in the apocalypse. She is definitely one to take advantage of the situation and make life worse for much more people. So I think we're gonna put her there. Sparkle is a full-on terrorist. Moving on to Misha. Misha dead day 1? I think so too. Akron's obviously, look, let's be real. She can canonically slow down time and wipe out whatever she wants, to be honest. So I think she's chilling. Aventurine though.
Bust.
Not much chance. I think we can settle with not much chance. Now Gallagher, I have no clue. Because Gallagher's basically dead, no? You know, I would want to keep him alive, obviously. How else am I supposed to drink? Obviously, I'm going to try and get drunk. He's a pretty high value person. But on a real note, I think maybe fairly comfortably. Will there even be zombies in the dream? To be fair, Soulglad was messing people up. Robin dead day one? That's kind of true. That's kind of true. She can't protect herself. I'm making sure we got a professional hater. Holy. Okay, well, glad we got Robin sorted. Boot Hill. Most of Boot Hill is metal. You know, he managed to weave his way out of the IPC dealings. Now, will I say not much chance of dying? Boo's gonna be raiding everyone? Oh, if he goes against people though, he might get fucked. Because how's he gonna repair himself? Like, he would definitely live against zombies, but if he's the type of guy that does that kind of stuff, I think we'll put him in fairly comfortable. I don't know yet. I don't want to say not much chance of dying. I don't think he'd be easy to kill. Firefly has Sam. I don't think she's an Apocalypse. If we're ignoring like that kind of stuff. Then again, no, the time she got killed weren't like proper though. I was just following a script. I think if she didn't have to follow the script, she wouldn't have. In my head, if we're just factoring in Sam, not much chance of dying, right? If we're talking about her as well and her weakness and stuff, then could survive for a bit. Seems fitting. Jade has a lot of... Okay, but picture this, right? If you're in an apocalypse, right? As like a debt collector, or whatever you want to call it, what happens if you don't follow her actual contracts? Because if you're just in debt with her, right? What do you need to do? Like, wouldn't you want her to die anyway? As one of those, so there's going to be some that try and kill her. Jade is getting stomped. I don't think she is. I don't know. Because my thought process is, right, Jade's going to walk around with security too. She's a high profile lady. She might use them. Maybe we'll put her in fairly comfortable. That's like middle range, you know. I don't think she's dominating in there. Eunli does not know her own limits. Eunli under Yanjing. Where do we put Yanjing? You thinking could survive for a bit? You know, she does have decent capability as a combatant, so we'll put her there. Yo, Zhao Cho's blind.
Zhao Cho, your eyes. You can't see anymore.
A blind person in Apocalypse. I do think that Zhao Cho is gonna be gone. March. March is also... Look, both of Marches are dead day one. I'm sorry. It's just happening, okay? Fei Zhao's a general. I really don't anticipate her dying to anything. Any weapon she masters, she can be long range, close range, whatever. I do not think she's dying. Hell, I'm even tempted to put her in Apocalypse. Like, let's be real. She will run those streets. Ling Sha is a tough one though. I think she's in the fairly comfortable. Ling Sha, isn't she some sort of healer? She's a mental healer. She might be someone that they need to keep morale high. People are going to be depressed and have like anxious breakdowns and stuff. Fairly comfortable, we'll chill there. I don't know about not much chance though. I don't think she's that important. Moze, I think for Moze it depends. My thing with Moze is that on his own, like no like thoughts of other people, yeah, he's just chilling. He'll find resources. He'll avoid every fight. He's not some guy who's like desperate to fight anyway. I don't think he'd have much issues like with anything. He seems very self-sufficient, so I'm gonna put him in not much chance of dying. Rap is a hard one though, because she's built as a goofy character. Like, she's displayed as a pretty goofy character when you first introduced to her. Like, the fucking spray can falls on her head. She makes too much noise. That might be a reason why people don't want her as well. I think we put her dead day one. I think she would get herself killed. I think you guys are right. What are we thinking about Chicken Wing Boy? Combat wise, he's got no chance. But he has the power of order. I don't know how well that is. Would that work on a mindless zombie? I don't think it does in our situation, right? I think if we put him dead day one. Fugue is gonna go higher than Tingyan because she felt like she died, right? She's gonna be a bit more cautious. She's gonna be taking those extra steps to keep her safe, but she's not gonna survive long anyway, because I just don't think she is. This idiot is going all the way to the top because she is going to be killing as much as possible, experimenting or whatever. I don't know, who knows, bro. She is kind of crazy. And lastly is Aglaia. I think we put Aglaia in here just to end things off. I think she's got relatively little chance of dying. I think she can restrain people. You think she's the Apocalypse, really? But she just doesn't seem like the type. These people all have something fundamentally wrong with them, I would say, which is why she seems to have reason. So I'm okay with putting her in not much chance of dying. I think that's where she belongs. I think we're done. I think that's it. So that was the tier list with help of chat. Thank you very much, chat. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.